everyone, it's Nina. Thanks for joining me today for a new video where I'm going to share two cards that I made with the Simon Says Stamp Printmaking Postage stamp set. This is an adorable stamp set. It's a 6x8 and comes with not only the outline images for this main image, but it also contains other blocks of stamps that allow you to color in those cute little outlines. There are also dies that cut out all of the little postage stamps in one single pass, which makes this super easy to put together. I'm going to pick out a variety of different ink colors. For the first combination, you can see the colors that I have on screen, and you don't have to use the colors I'm using here. You can pick your favorite colors, and with the help of those 4 color blocks, you'll be able to color in these images in no time at all. So have fun with the color combinations. I'm starting first with our Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. This ink is perfect for not just coloring, but also stamping. It gives you a really nice dark impression, and it's also going to work really well with our Pawsitively saturated inks. I'm going to pick which block of stamps I want to use first, and this is going to color the first sections of my postage stamps. So I'm mounting this into my MISTI. These are really easy to align over top of those outline stamps, which is why I stamped first with those outline images. I'm going to ink up with some SUNBEAM and stamp that over top of my outlines, and you can see we have one area already filled in. Bringing in SEAFOAM next, I'm going to stamp the next section. So here we go, our postage stamps are slowly coming together. Layer number 3, I chose PEONY. It's one of my absolute favorite pinks in our Simon Pawsitively Saturated collection. This is a nice contrasting color that's going to pop on these images, and I particularly chose this one because I wanted the heart to be colored pink. Finally, we'll use Cheeky for the last layer, and that's going to fill in all of our images. So look at that. In no time at all, I had all of these images colored. And I repeated this with another combination of colors: SEAFOAM, CADETTE, TROPIC, and also LIMELICIOUS. So you can see here that you can get a completely different look by just changing up the colors that you use for the stamping. So at this point, all of my images are now colored and it's time to die cut. I love this part because the die is one single die. So it cuts all of the images in one pass, which makes it super simple. I'm going to hold the die in place with some very, very low tack tape to make sure they don't shift when I run this through my die cut machine. And I'll do that for both panels I colored. All right, we're going to pull out a stencil now and create a background for these to sit on. I thought I would do something fun and emboss with my stencil. So I'm going to lay my stencil on top of a rubber mat, and I lost my embossing plate, so I'm actually going to put 2 different plates together to make my own embossing plate. Later on, of course, I found it in my crafting stash. But are you like me and you can't find it when you actually need it? Anyway, I made do, and I was able to emboss those hearts onto my paper. It's a nice, fun way to be able to use your stencils in a completely different look to get that impression. I'm using my Simon Says Stamp T-square ruler to help me line these postage stamps onto my background. I'm using Simon foam squares to attach these pieces onto my card, and I did this same repeated layout for both cards. On some black cardstock, I'm going to stamp my sentiments. These are also from the Printmaking Postage stamp set. I used white embossing powder to sprinkle over top of the embossing ink, and then I'll use my heat tool to set that powder and have these really nice bright white greetings on the black cardstock. We have a lot of color going on in these cards that I thought the sentiments would stand out best on a dark cardstock like this. I just cut these down into simple rectangles, nothing fancy, and then use some thin black foam squares from Simon Says Stamp to attach the greeting right in between those postage stamps. I left that space on purpose because I knew the sentiments would fit beautifully inside of there. I've picked out some colored card bases I cut from some Simon cardstock, and I'll use foam tape on the back of my white panels to attach the panels onto my card bases. This will give the panel a nice bit of dimension off of the card. And then the last step to add a little bit of embellishment to the cards was some glitter glue. This is Nuvo Drops. I'm using the White Blizzard color. It's a nice, clear, glittery finish. And I'm going to put this on certain sections of my images. And I kind of want to do it in a visual triangle. So if you notice, I started in the top left, did the middle one on the right, and then ended with the bottom left one. So there you have it. 2 cards that I made with Simon Says Stamp's Printmaking Postage stamp set, a super cute and adorable stamp that allows you to have some fun with your inks. I really liked the fact that I could color in these images with my inks and didn't have to break out any markers. It was fun and gave a completely different look. I hope you were inspired by today's video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments section below. I'll be back soon with more to share with you all, but until then, I hope you have a fabulous day.
Hi there, I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.